Welcome everyone to we're going to call it Stack Your Live for now. We're just going to keep rolling with that. We have Tariq from Reek's Rewards with us. Tariq, how are you tonight?
I am good, feeling good. I am also torn between, well, part of me is super excited for this live and draft, and the other part of me is ready for a nap.
I'm always ready for a nap, but I'm old. So there's that. We're also joined by RJ from Do You Take Cards. RJ, how are you today?
I'm well. I am freshly off of work because I work a later shift, so I am fully engaged in this draft. I have been thinking about my strategy on every possible free moment, breaks and things during the day. So I'm very excited about the draft we're about to draft.
There's a draft that we are drafting.
We're drafting a draft.
Well. How many of these cards are based in Texas, and can I be Jerry Jones for this draft?
Well, that assumes that you're not going to do anything.
Oh, no. I'll just draft Texans and then not know what's happening and give Dak Prescott way too much money.
A live strategy is not to just have more money than you know what to do with. That is not, in fact, a draft strategy that Tariq and I will allow you to participate in.
And that just means you just pay for your bookings in cash and nothing at that. So no.
Fine. I'll take the Tampa Bay Rays option and just sign everyone under slot.
I mean, you can do that.
Under slot drafting, under slot.
I am very excited to see who the Packers take in the first round that disappoints me and who they take in the third round and impresses me. So that's very exciting.
Jordan Love is too young for them to draft the quarterback late in the first round. So you got some time.
I need them to get me somebody who will not get hurt as a wide receiver because we do not have that.
Hey, look on the bright side. You actually get to look forward to who your team's going to draft. I am dreading who the Saints are probably going to draft. And I swear if it's Shedeur Sanders, I'm probably not going to be watching football this year.
I want them to draft him so bad just because. But hey, we have credit card news right before we went live. This is exciting. We get to break some news.
We do. This is coming from View from the Wing. You know, I check them out from time to time. Apparently, Hilton is standardizing $40 to $60 late checkout fees across all brands in 2026. Hilton honors elite benefit to devalue. So we're kind of like just reading this. I popped this in the Stack Your Points Discord literally right before we started recording. So Hilton has a new property system coming on board to merchandise various aspects of your stay. One of the things they're standardizing is how hotels upsell late checkout. The price for a confirmed late checkout will be set by brand. Currently, Hilton Honors offers Elite's late checkout subject to availability. It's not a guaranteed benefit like at Hyatt or Marriott. Excluding resorts and casino properties with Hyatt, excluding resorts and conference properties with Marriott. Different Hilton properties take their own approach. Some don't want to extend complimentary late checkout past 1 p.m., for instance, while others are more generous, and any Hilton is permitted to deny the benefit if it isn't available. So elites take note as well. Late checkout will be for sale during the booking process and in the Hilton app for up to 72 hours prior to check-in time. Hotels do not have to offer this and can restrict the days on which it is offered. However, the default available number of late checkouts has been set to 20 at full service hotels and 10 at select service properties. That's going to give you the prices excluding tax. So if you're booking the Hilton Garden Inn all the way up to True, those are $40 properties. Doubletree, Motto, Signia, Tapestry, those are all going to be $50 to guarantee late checkout. Canopy, Conrad, Curio, Hilton. Wait a second. Why is Hilton Garden Inn marked twice here?
It ranges.
And at different prices. It's the good garden inns versus the bad garden inns.
It's the Hilton Garden Inns that you want to stay at, and the ones where you're trying to find something that you don't want to end up at a Wyndham Days Inn at like 3:30 at night.
LXR and Waldorf are also going to be $60.
Loyalty lobby $40, not the $60 for the Garden Inn. Just gonna toss that out there.
Also, more than likely, see Hampton Inn. Are they just excluded from that? I guess you.
One of them might actually
Hampton Inn might be the 40.
No, it would be the Garden Inn is the 40. Though
Really?
Hampton at 60 feels a little
Hampton
high.
at 60 would be a little stupid.
Oh
You could
yeah.
maybe argue Hampton at 50, maybe, but that would have to be like the Hampton Inn Suites, not the Hampton Inn.
Yeah.
They're quoting from Loyalty Lobby. The late checkout benefit has been removed from the benefits posters that Hilton provides hotels with, and it was already removed from Hilton's elite benefits matrix a while back. It is still, however, noted on the Hilton Honors terms and conditions and also in the app if you look at your tier benefits at each level. Gary from View from the Wing has reached out to Hilton. They said that late checkout is extended to Hilton Honors members as a complimentary benefit based on availability at the time of the request, a core program benefit offered at each tier from Blue to Diamond. This is not an update to the existing benefits, but simply enables guests to guarantee a late checkout at the time of booking. Nonetheless, proactively selling late checkouts will make it less available for elites seeking it complimentary, and Hilton's late checkout benefits already lag competitors since Hilton wants payment for what Marriott and Hyatt offer their elite members for free. So we're going to stop sharing for just a second before we jump into this draft. Guys, this is going to come to Marriott. This is going to come to Hyatt. This is going to come to IHG. Like, when Hilton announces their first quarter sales on guaranteed late checkout, Marriott is going to say, oh my God, another way to screw over our members? Yes.
Here's the thing. As somebody who, like, Hilton is my primary, I don't hate this move at first blush. Now, we found out about it 15 minutes ago, and that's being generous on time. So my feelings might change before our recording. But here's the thing, like, if I can guarantee a thing, I'm gonna just pay to guarantee that thing versus having to do the, hey, is it available? Is it not available? Come down in the morning and ask. Like, I don't want to do that song and dance. If I need late checkout for a reason, I just want to be able to pay for it and be done with it. Because I'm going to give the hotels a little bit of a slide, just a little bit. Like, it does screw up the housekeeping side of things. It screws up getting things turned over on time. It does screw with that.
Yep.
They do have to have the housekeeping staff stay later, the full staff, if they've got a bunch of people who are staying for later checkouts. So that stuff does need to be addressed, right? Like, it is not it's not something like, just put another coffee machine in the lobby, right? Like, this has actual, like, staffing implications. So I don't mind if I need it because my flight leaves and I don't want to have 7 hours of just hanging around. And I definitely want that, and I can guarantee that I can check out at 2:00. I'm fine paying $40 for a stay for that if it's something I absolutely need. Do I want to? No. Should it be included? Sure. But if I can guarantee that versus the availability argument where I don't know if I'm going to get it and I might have to go down the morning of, which means I got to wake up anyway to go down and ask for it, then I'm okay with this system. I don't love the pricing, but I'm okay with it.
All I'm going to say on it is I think this is a result of me having some interest in Hilton. So sorry, guys.
Even I, as much as I like to bust on you, even I don't think it's quite that. So,
no. So I didn't pull the trigger on Hilton just yet. It could
but the thing is,
be
like,
worse.
So I am not a person that does a lot of late checkout, so I am not going to have to pay every time, right? Like, I'm not somebody who buys it every single time. I asked for it. So I did a small hotel run. I asked for it and they got me till noon all 3 times, right? So I got the checkout I asked for. But it was that song and dance of, we're a fully booked hotel, we're going to be booked. I sort of had to arm twist a little bit. I don't enjoy that interaction, right? Like, if I can do at the time of checkout, pick my time or request it or pay for it, then that makes it easy. I know what my plans are going to be. So I do really, like, if I can pay for a thing that is convenient, I will pay for the thing that is convenient. Like, I am personally okay with that, but I'm also going to pay for this maybe 2 or 3 times max a year. So for me, you know, I'm not even getting to the Hilton Surpass annual fee at that number. So it's less of a drain on me personally.
I was gonna, speaking of the Hilton Surpass, I think that if you're maybe just booking everything on points and then you're just gonna pay for the late checkout on cash, I mean, if you're paying for like a $50 or $60 late checkout fee, I mean, you can get that credited towards the Hilton Surpass instead of, you know, other ways that people use that $50 quarterly Hilton Surpass benefit. So I think that could be a plus there.
Buying a gift card that no longer exists?
What? People do that?
No, of course not. Not a Hilton. No,
I will
heaven forbid.
I will say something that I find particularly funny about the situation as somebody who just did, like I said, I did a little bit of a hotel run just to see the ecosystems, right? Hilton has the best digital ecosystem when it comes to like rooms having a digital key that you can just use. You can check in that way. Like if you want to go to a Hilton and not interact with a single member of the staff the entire time you're there, you can do that. You can check in and check out on the app. You can get your room key so you don't have to go to the front desk. Like you can do all of that in the app, right? All of it. But for gift cards, you cannot get a digital Hilton gift card. You have to get a physical gift card. That's why I think it's even funnier than just like they ran out of gift cards. It's like Hilton is the best at the digital side of it.
Yep.
Hilton, introvert's dream.
For the stay, in which you don't have to talk to anyone. We're going to jump into the chat. We've got Chatton saying, let's go. It's boom time. Yep. Keith, who asks, Hilton does late checkouts?
I guess so.
He's never been given a late checkout from Hilton as a Diamond member.
Yikes.
Shatton follows up with, it's pretty clear that Tariq is the rewards reaper. Can absolutely guarantee.
New channel name for Tariq is just going to be rewards.
Rewards.
Like I feel like that might actually be the way your channel should go, Tariq. Is you should only talk about things on that channel that have been nerfed.
I think I'll have like a little black book. It's rewards reaping, and then it's just like, what brand do I want to destroy?
You do realize you need to put a video up before, like, you can be the rewards reaper. You actually have to put a video on the internet.
No, I don't. Obviously, have you seen what Southwest did? United just scaled back domestic flights, and now
that's United domestic flights have nothing to do with you unless you're responsible directly for the election, and you don't have that much power, friend.
If I did, we wouldn't be in the timeline that we're in. I'll just say that.
I'm just saying.
Tariq catching more strays, this time from Keith, who's saying, I'm hoping that Tariq cancels his Hyatt business card soon. It's my favorite card. I'll sleep better once he cancels it.
You got till September, I think. No, when did I get that card?
Keith does chime in that you do have to call in to use your free night certificate. That is one of the more annoying things about Hilton. You also get upsold hard to do the timeshare presentation when you do your free night certificate. I'm just going to let mine lapse because I had no interest going to Orlando, and then I realized it was you can't get it refunded, so it's just going to lapse. I got the points for it, or I got some points for it. I didn't get like the full points for it, but I'm not spending 4 days and 3 nights in Orlando to sit through a 2-hour thing and then try everything of like no,
okay,
no, and then lie about my income.
But let me just point this out, right? I do find the credit card community to be very, very funny because we will say things like, I'm not going to go to Orlando for $300 for 3 days, 4 nights to sit through a 2-hour and I'm picking on you, but this could apply to a lot of people.
Oh yeah,
right?
no, it absolutely does.
You won't do that. That is a bridge too far, right? Bridge too far. But think about all of the hours and hours and hours people think about breaking, like the Mesa mortgage thing that somebody wants to pay with a Bilt card so they can like double dip, or the breakage that Smartly just like people. If you can sit in the comfort of your living room and absolutely destroy things, people will. But take a trip at a discount and just have to sit through a 2-hour seminar? No, bridge too far. Couldn't possibly. Like the travel is the problem.
How much of it is literally just, look, I'm here for the points. I'm not trying to do this. You're wasting your time.
I want to go, and I'll just
I'm
be
going to
nakedly
one.
obvious. I'll be like, I make $15,000 a year. What you want to sell me? Can I just hand over my I'll doctor some W-2s and bring them down and be like, oh no, I haven't been employed in 7 years. Like, I don't know why I'm here. Somebody said it's a $300 trip. Like, I don't know. Like, I really just want to play with them just for fun. But yes, I will eventually do it. I just gotta get my acting acumen a little better, because I'll have so much fun. I will. I'll troll them the entire time.
The one timeshare presentation they do for you, RJ, it's gonna be outside.
Ooh.
I'll get a pet rat for the thing and just put it on a little leash and just like sit there like Dr. Evil. I will make it fun. I will make it an entertaining time for me to sit there for those 2 hours.
That's what I'm looking forward to. Because like I said, I'm going to one in June for IHGs, the Holiday Inn Club Vacations, whatever it is. I'm like, look, I am getting 50,000 points for this. I want the points. Hurry up, because I got an Aces game I'm going to tonight. And
no, you got to make it when you have time, where you can just have.
I barely want to do it anyway. The only reason why I kind of did it is I was like, why not? What's the worst that could happen? I mean, I know what the worst that could happen.
The worst that could happen is you end up with a timeshare because you can't say no, or you're working a welcome offer at that point.
I'm one of those people that will call customer service and book off 3 hours just to have fun. Like, if I get a scam call, I engage with them.
See, I tried that, and then when I do, they hang up on me because they realize I'm BSing them.
Yeah, but you got to be a better liar. That's the end. The end goal is you have to be better.
No, literally, I had one where they were asked. I literally could not hear them. It was windy as hell when he was doing. I'm like, "Are you outside? I can barely hear you. I'm hearing a bunch of wind." And then he just hung up on me. I'm like, "You need to have a chance to try to scam me." I think it was an IRS or Social Security scam at that too. So that'd have been fun.
All right, we got Filmo checking in who says, on checkout day, I just want to get home. We always book an early flight, so late checkout isn't a thing for me. That makes sense. Chatton follows up with, Tariq definitely has a rewards Death Note. Keith mentions that it's Orlando, Florida. We've got David Gomez joining us. Thank you so much for joining, David. He's here. We've got Keith mentioning meth gators in Florida. Meth gators who get caught in hurricanes, flying meth gators. That's what I want to be doing a timeshare presentation with. Flying meth gators. That should be a minor league baseball team name, by the way.
Honestly, if this was a regular episode, that would be the title.
Yes,
flying meth gators
could still be the title.
Good God.
No,
I will not be picking the title this week, so we'll see. Matt is going to be editing, so he will be picking the title.
Yes. David Gomez says, I'm going to 2 timeshares when I'm in Vegas. He also mentions that if you don't make more than $60K, they will cancel your timeshare and you owe them money at the highest amount of money for the hotel. He's going to go do a Hilton 100,000 point timeshare presentation and a Wyndham staying at the Flamingo for $200 and then giving me 45,000 points. Shatton, RJ just described me to a T with the amount of calculus I do for earning rewards. I could probably just get a second job and come out ahead. Yeah.
Honestly, I'm surprised that we haven't had someone just use an abacus to calculate cent per point.
I'm sure Spathco has one in his layer that he uses occasionally and just flips through.
I imagine Spathco uses the ink and knot.
It could also. Very, very possible.
Keith mentions a good way around with the FNC is he calls Hilton after 10:30 at night and they never try to send him the timeshare line. They've only been offered when it was during the day. And in Florida, they have to warn Floridians not to shoot their guns at the hurricanes. Yeah. So that's going to do for comments for the moment. We'll come back to them in just a little bit. But the reason we're here this evening, we have decided to do a credit card draft, and our resident fantasy draft commissioner, RJ, is going to go over the rules for this draft, and then we will jump in. It's another snake round draft, and I'll turn it over to RJ.
So we are doing a credit card draft, but we're doing it in the style of building a wallet. Because we didn't want to just pick like the best credit cards, because that is going to be very subjective. So we wanted to do it in a way where we could build sort of a wallet. There are a couple of special rules. We are doing a snake draft. It's going to be Matt, me, Tariq, me, Matt, so on, so on, so on. Couple of special rules. One, if somebody picks a card and there's a little bit of what the hell, our other contestants can basically challenge us and like, why you picking it? So that will come up occasionally. There's not like a time limit on it or like a limit of like, you know, if you pick 7 weird cards in a row, we can ask you 7 times what you're thinking, if you really want. And then each slot is going to get a card. 2 cards can be used twice. So if you want your blue cash every day to be your annual fee card and your workhorse card, that will be allowed. I am keeping track over on the side of what everybody picks. And then we'll probably put a poll up in the Stack Your Points Discord. Shout out, join the Stack Your Points Discord. So you all can vote on who you think has the most functional wallet, the best wallet. I'll think of some wording when I post this. But yeah, so any other rules will come up as we're going. We thankfully are pretty good with each other, so we don't have a ton of backstabbing, at least for this one. This one should be pretty non-confrontational, I think, mostly. Hopefully, we'll see. Depends on what cards my co-host pick.
So I've rearranged the windows in the presentation in the order in which we're going to pick. So with the first pick in the credit card draft, I was going to go in a particular route and just get my perks card out of the way very early. But I've decided that with the first pick, may as well just grab it now. It is true to me and one of my favorite cards on the market. It is the Wells Fargo autograph card.
Oh, okay.
And what category are you putting that in? Because there's a couple it could be.
You know what? I'm gonna put it as the 0 annual fee card and the workhorse card.
Okay. Any particular category for the workhorse? I'm not listing this, but just so our listeners can hear.
For me, it'll be gas. But the fact that it can also cover travel, it can cover dining, and it can cover streaming and phone. It is a true workhorse all around with those categories. But for the purposes of right now, it would be my primary gas card. If I fall out of other travel cards, then I will lean on it for travel as well. Okay.
So the fun thing about this draft is that we don't have to use our personal strategy, right? Like we have the whole of the world. And in that vein, I'm going to take the Chase Sapphire Reserve as my travel card and my perks card. So we're going to get those for me out of the way. So I'm going with the Chase Sapphire Reserve.
Me.
Tariq,
Keith chiming in that I'm just nothing but a Wells Fargo fanboy. Hey, I'll wear it. And also, don't let RJ draft all the Amex cards. Well, she went off the board with that one for 1-2.
Yeah, she already threw it off.
I didn't want to just go with my strategy because you all know what cards I have. So why would I go with my own strategy when I can have a little bit of fun? I will say, if Matt didn't take the autograph, I would have taken the autograph. The autograph was not going to be left on this board by the end of it. I think that's fair to say.
Secret member of the Wells.
It's not entirely out of the realm of possibility, though. I think his net worth would be slightly higher if he were.
Would be slightly higher. I have some very distant family connections to San Francisco, but it is not through the Wells family. Keith also says that if the Coits.
Okay.
Keith mentions that if I end up with the Chase Sapphire Preferred at the end, I will never stop laughing. I will do everything I can to avoid that fate.
Tariq, you need to take the ink Preferred, so Matt has to take the Sapphire Preferred as his card, please.
You know what? And just for that, as the business card, we're gonna go with the ink preferred because why not?
What?
Oh, Matt, don't pretend this is all easy. All right, Tariq's first pick is in the ink preferred. You get 2 picks back to back because we're doing snake.
Woohoo! And with that, I'm going to go ahead and take the United Club as my airline card.
Solid. Let's see, where do I have that one? United Club. There we go.
Mostly because my home airport has a United Club lounge as the only current airside lounge until they finish terminal expansion. And I don't want to be in lounges.
That is fair. I am going to get my hotel card out of the way. And I think this will make my strategy somewhat clear. I am going to go with the Hilton Honors Aspire.
Okay.
So I've got the CSR as travel and perks. Hotel is Aspire.
Mm-hmm.
And it is to Matt.
Interesting. Very interesting. So,
Filmo, look, some of this is strategy, so I can block people. Like drafting involves strategy.
CSR is the worst number 2 picks. Sam Bowie.
I could have gone with the preferred and just made everybody scratch their head.
I mean, Lonzo Ball was a second overall pick.
I thought he was first. I thought he went
No. That was Markelle Fultz.
Oh, see how well that worked out. Shatton says, in all seriousness, the autograph is a powerhouse card. It is. And Keith challenge RJ of why she took the CSR with the Aspire. Well, the Aspire has free night certificates.
It does.
All right. So I get to go back to back. This will be fun. We are going to go and just mess with the board completely. So the autograph is my $0 annual fee card and my workhorse card. Mm-hmm. The American Express gold card is going to be my food card. And the American Express platinum card will be pulling double duty for my travel and perks card.
Wow. Okay.
Whoa.
Hold on. Give me a second. I got to update this board because those were not.
No, that's a room shaker.
That is.
Woo.
That is wow, Matt.
I am going Amex.
I am both impressed and slightly scared.
Matt Clausen full MR. Good God!
Wow!
I don't know
what got the autograph paired with the platinum and the gold. That is like if you can make those points work. I'm impressed. All right.
Wells' transfer partners or Amex transfer partners. There's a method.
This is very, very true. Choice. Okay. Let's see. I am going to go for my, for my catch-all card. I'm going to go with the active cash.
All right.
If I can get the thing to work, which I can. So catch-all card, active cash, 2% back on everything.
It's a good card.
It is. And I mean, I could have done the double cash, but that would require me to never use it in a digital wallet. And that's not the lifestyle I lead. So can't do that.
Keith, again, demanding that I draft the CSP. I may have a chase for you draft. We'll see. I'm already really well covered with 3 cards.
You are.
Shatton mentions, I'm going on 9 days in review for my autograph journey application. Matt, can you make a call for me? I cannot. I'm sorry. I would love to, but I cannot. Matt must be using OPM in this draft. OPM?
Other people's money.
Oh, God, yeah.
You're not going to pay any of those annual fees.
He'd never pay for the gold annual fee. Of course. This is a fantasy draft. What do you want from me? Yes. I would never do this, but fantasy draft. And Shatton mentions Matt dropping a serious hammer. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. All right. Tariq, it is to you for 2.
All right. Since I am going to do my 2, I'm going to start with I'm going to do a double for my travel card for this round, and that's going to be travel and catch-all, that being the Capital One Venture X.
I expected that one to go to somebody, and I think you are an excellent candidate.
Thanks, I think. And with that, my next pick to finish the Capital One duo, just trying to figure out what category I want it in. One of them is going to be Workhorse for the Saber, because I do like just with a higher limit, because I'm not bucketed at $1,300 freaking dollars. Capital One, please, I will put more money on the card if you StubHub codes with mileage plus X, for God's sakes. Anyway, it's going to be my Workhorse, and you know what? I'm going to throw it with my cashback card.
Okay. Makes sense. I am going to go for my cashback card. I am going to go with the Wells Fargo Attune.
Hold on. Wells Fargo Attune. Okay.
Yep. For my cashback.
Let's see. Keith mentions to have someone draft the aeroplane card. Filmo chimes in that we're all witnessing Matt's psychotic break.
If I could Matt, is this your cry for help?
Oh God, no. Shatton is surprised that Strata is still out there. We'll see. Keith says, except for Tariq. Oh, someone draft the aeroplane card, except for Tariq. And then, oh no, my Venture X is doomed.
Goodbye to your free authorized users. $75 authorized user fee coming up.
Bye-bye.
All right. So Tariq, you're putting Saver for Workhorse and cashback. So it is now to me.
Correct.
I am going to take it off the board. I'm going to use the Chase Freedom Unlimited as my $0. Yes, that's correct. Okay. So the Chase Freedom Unlimited is off the board.
All right. Back to me for 2.
Back to you for 2.
Interesting. We really messed up in not putting. The Strata Premier had to be the perks card because City can't freaking launch Strata Elite. Anyway, let's go with a business card.
Okay.
And I'm going to bone myself here because I'm going to take the Wells Fargo Signify Cash as my business card.
Interesting. Okay. I looking at your board, I'm actually going to challenge that one.
I want an extra 2. I don't have a catch-all at the moment, and I want the ability to fall back on it as a catch-all.
But we agreed before this draft that hotel, airline, and business cards are bucketed into hotel, airline, and business. So you would only be able to use that as a 2% on business expense.
Oh, shit.
Do you want to take your pick back?
Yes, I will take my pick back.
Okay. This is why I'm commissioner, guys.
I have fumbled the pick.
Rather have Goodell.
Would you?
I'm kidding.
Would you? All right. We're gonna stick in the business card realm, and I'll go up. I will grab. What business card am I grabbing? No, I'm gonna stay in the business card realm, and I'm gonna give myself some flexibility in hotels. So I will grab the Hilton Honors Business.
You son of a something.
That
is unfair.
Is it?
I gifted you the CSR.
You did. I appreciate that. Still was going to be my next pick, though I can only use it for business, so it's less of a thing.
It's less of a thing.
Less of a thing.
And then we will go back to me for the airline card. And you know what? Pay yourself back on travel is still pretty good. It's capped. It's annoying. I don't have a way to cover grocery at the moment, so I'm going to grab the Aeroplan card and just play it safe.
I put that airplane card. There we go. All right. Now it is back to me. What do I want to do?
Sorry,
David, would someone get the what?
I was going to say about that. Sorry, Sledge already took that luxury card pre-draft. He's got like a lifetime contract with that card.
That card's off the market.
I'm going to take it because Tariq is never going to get it. I'm going to go with the United Explorer.
Ooh.
That's just mean.
Hey, man, you took an airline card before I did. You could have had the Explorer if you wanted it.
I took the club, but that was just a jab.
You grabbed the glove. You grabbed the club.
I mean, it was either the Quest or the Explorer. I'm gonna just pay for the membership to get into lounges, so I'm fine with the Explorer. I can use mileage plus X. It's fine.
Yep.
It was just a jab. It was just the real life jab that hurt, man.
Yep.
Damn.
I like the JetBlue Plus. I do not want the JetBlue Premier. I want the JetBlue Premier fired into the sun. I want everyone associated with that project fired into the sun as well. So I'm okay with no one grabbing the JetBlue card right now. The JetBlue Plus card is perfectly fine.
The JetBlue card will not be picked because we've all picked an airline card.
We have. Keith with the why not the Amex Business Gold for Apple and gas spend? Still some picks out there. Shatton mentions that in real life, the Signify is a better catch-all than the Active Cash, better sub, and hidden from your profile. Yes.
So I don't agree, but business cards are weird in my head right now. I don't necessarily think hidden from your profile is actually a benefit because that also means that your overall credit lines are also hidden from your profile. So depending on what you have, you actually might want that limit to be shown so it can be your available credit. There is a catch-22 on having things on the business side and not the personal.
Or you could be like this idiot and have both.
You could have both, yes. I believe I went, so it's now Tariq's turn.
Yep, Chase didn't give Tariq the Explorer in real life. Yep.
Nope. All right, so since I got my 2-pick snake, I'm going to go ahead and knock out my hotel card. And I think this one's still on the board. RJ, since you took the Aspire, I will go ahead and go down one and take the Hilton Surpass.
Such a good card.
It is a good card.
All three of us at least have Hilton Gold. Oh shit, I have Hilton Gold 2 cards over. Yeah.
Good job, Matt.
I have diamonds, so I can drive, so we can get the good parking spot.
Woohoo!
You mean the one that's just to the left of the regular parking spot?
Look, man, allow me to have the joy of the diamond parking spot, okay?
There. And there's
so little else you can do at the Hilton Garden Inn.
And
right.
So what I'm going to do with my perks card, and it's going to be an interesting one.
Oh no, it's not Hilton for Tariq.
Hey, look, we've already seen that we're paying for fees. How else can I break it? And speaking of breaking, I'm going to see if this card will work with mileage plus X in the way that I want it to. That being for my perks card, the U.S. Bank Shopper Cash card.
The Shopper Cash.
So
I shop at Walmart enough.
All right. If you want it for your perks card, friend, you can have it as your perks card.
That's your perks card.
It was listed in the perks thing. There are perks to it. Not many, but there are.
Well, I mean, Matt already took the platinum.
I did.
I have the Venture X, but not for perks. But
oh, see, that's where you messed up, man.
So
travel card is good for me.
For the food card, I think I'm going to go next. And I'm going to take it because one of us had to. I'm taking the city custom cash because food is one of the few places I can use the physical card and not hate myself.
Now, are you limiting yourself to one, or will you allow yourself many?
You know what? I don't spend as much on food as kid does, so I probably can get by with just the one for food.
Chat and Tariq, just letting you know that I got approved for the United Explorer and the United Business card on the same day. Don't lose hope. There you go.
I don't know if that's inspiration or just rubbing it in my face.
He means it inspirationally. And then Jason joins us and says, shopper cash, hardly nowhere cash.
Why don't know?
All right. Commish.
Yes, sir.
I feel I am missing a catch-all card and a cashback card. Is that correct?
Let me do the rundown for everybody.
Sure.
Matt, you need a catch-all, a perks, a cashback, and a hotel card.
Excuse me, perks?
You did not specify anything in perks.
When I said the platinum, I
thought you said travel and then the food card was the gold. I missed you saying perks as well.
Oh,
okay. So you need a catch-all, a cashback, and a hotel. I need a workhorse and a business. Tariq needs a 0 annual fee, a food card, and that's it.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let's get these out of the way. I will cashback card. This is my favorite cashback card of the ones listed. It is going to be the US Bank Cash Plus.
Fair.
Grab my 5% categories. Don't have to worry about anything else. In this fictional world, I will use utilities as one of them. And I don't want to grab a chase card. Any more chase? Well, no, I have one more chase card in mind. So that would be my cashback card.
That would be your cashback card, yes.
And then I'm gonna blow everyone's mind with my catch-all card.
Sapphire
my catch-all
card.
If it was listed, maybe.
Just wouldn't be surprised if you broke the rules.
No, I would ask for the well, I nearly did. I would ask Commissioner's prerogative if they would allow it just for the memes, but I'm gonna go with the Capital One Venture card.
Okay. I see what you're doing there. And you okay. I understand it. I'll say that.
You understand the catch-all or you understand the cashback?
I understand why you put it. I understand why you're doing the venture as your catch-all card. Like I've figured out the partnerships and things, so I'm not challenging it.
Cool. Jason, is RJ buying points with the sweet custom cashback?
I'm basically doing cashback, Hilton, and United. Like I said, I'm not doing my personal strategy for this.
Keith again really wants me to take the CSP. And as I said, if I could have made it my catch-all card for the memes, I would have. Shatton doesn't mention that it was definitely him rubbing it in, but also, you know, I tried to give you a little bit of leeway. I did, but
given some of the benefit of the doubt when I knew he was doing it, Fidelity Visa.
Shatton
we will not have any Ramit Sadie cards on this Stack Your Points draft.
But it would be a really good catch-all card.
Would be.
Especially if we're playing with house money and we have the necessary amount of funds with Fidelity to make it a 3% catch-all card.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So you took 2 cards, right, Matt? So it's up to me.
Cash Plus and the Venture.
Okay. I am going to go for my workhorse card. I am going to take my first and only Amex card. Actually, second. But first, non-co-brand. I'm going to go with the Blue Cash Preferred.
Interesting.
Streaming. I pay for so much streaming that I do like 200 to 300 a month just in streaming, and to get 6% back on that if I'm not doing a points-based system
Yep.
is very good. So
What was your business card again?
I have not taken my business card.
Never mind.
So Tariq, friend, we need you to pick a $0 annual fee card and a food card.
All right. So let's get that. And I have my last two picks, and I'll be good to go. So I will go ahead and start with my food card. Basically was kind of taking the run to the litter. Did not realize when I looked at the board, this Freedom Flex was not a food card. So
It is not.
with that, someone's going to do it. And by someone, it was probably going to be me. I'm going to do the built card. Just because for the built dining, I could potentially get 6x and then 9x on rent day, if I'm mathing right. So that'll be nice. Would not use it for rent due to recent developments. Just throw it on my rent. I'm going to catch on the Ventrex and have fun with that. So that's my food. And for my final pick, my $0 annual fee card, it's going to be the Bank of America customized cash card.
Streaming?
That is for the online or mostly for like my phone bill and the internet as well.
Got it.
Tariq is the Smartly was available, but I don't think any of us would put into a checking account what we would need to put in a checking account to make it more than 2x. So
not only that, if I wanted to have the customized cash.
Yeah. So it is to me for my business card. I am going to take the ink cash because that's the only business card that makes sense for me.
The only one left that has some sort of semblance of sense.
Yeah. No, I mean, I could take the United Club business, but then like I'm splitting hairs on if it's a personal trip to be allowed in the lounge per our rules. So I'll make life easier for myself and just take the cash. Matt, last pick, hotel card.
Who is your hotel Mr. Irrelevant?
Because you took a hotel card as your business card, so you can only use that card for hotel stays for business.
Our Stack Your Points meetups will count as a business expense for you, Matt.
Damn straight they will.
Getting a hotel room because family does not count as a business expense.
Have you met my family?
Therapy also not a covered business expense.
Oh, fine.
So Matt, what is your hotel card?
So logic would say I may as well just grab the Hilton Honors card. Logic would dictate this.
It would.
But if I was not a logical man, I could decide to do another hotel chain for my personal stays. And and that's exactly what I'm going to do, because I'll take the World of Hyatt card for my personal stays.
Holy shit.
Wow.
The agent of chaos.
Talk about an interesting put together.
Wait, RJ, you already have your hotel card, right?
I do. I got my Aspire.
She grabbed the Aspire early.
I grabbed the Aspire. You grabbed the Surpass.
IHG Premier went undrafted.
IHG Premier and Traveler undrafted. The Bountiful's undrafted. The Boundless. The Choice cards.
Bonvoy cards are going to go undrafted.
Bonvoy cards. I didn't expect anybody to take. Yeah. All right. Let me read what we have. So, Matt, travel card, the American Express Platinum card. The annual fee card is the Wells Fargo Autograph. The food card is the American Express Gold. The Workhouse is the Autograph. Catch-all is the Venture. Perks card is the Platinum. Cashback, Cash Plus. Airline card is Aeroplan, hotel card is World of Hyatt, and business card is Hilton Honors Business. For me, travel card, CSR. $0 card is the Chase Freedom Unlimited. Food card is the Custom Cash. Workhorse card is the Blue Cash Preferred. Catch-all is the Active Cash. Perk is the CSR. Cashback card is the Attune. Airline card is the Explorer. Hotel card is the Aspire. And business card is the Ink Cash. Tariq has the Venture X as his travel card, the Customized Cash as his $0 annual fee card. Food card is Built. Savor is his Workhorse. Venture X is his catch-all. The Shopper Cash is his perks. The Savor Rewards is his cashback. United Club for airline. Surpass for hotel. And Ink Preferred for business card.
Mm-hmm.
Any cards you guys are surprised went undrafted? Both in the chat and my co-hosts.
No one picked the autograph journey, right?
No one did because why?
Transfer partners are lacking. Makes sense.
I mean, the thing with the journey is it's a great card. If Matt had taken the CSR, I was going to take the journey and just do basically a run of just pure cashback. That he didn't, so I was able to do United, cashback, and Hilton.
You broke Filmo, Matt.
Filmo, I'll tell you this much right now. The Best Western card can sit and spin.
I'm actually impressed on how well we drafted. There wasn't a ton of why did you take that? I understand none of these strategies are what any of us have or what any of us are doing. But I understand why each of them was done.
So the only card I'm an idiot. I should not have drafted the Hilton Honors.
No, you shouldn't have.
The card I should have drafted instead for my business card should have been the Blue Business Plus.
Yeah, I was surprised.
I'm really surprised you didn't go Blue Business Plus. I almost went Blue Business Plus just to be like, well, MR points are helpful sometimes.
Yeah.
But if it's pure business spend, we agreed to cordon those off beforehand, and I think Matt forgot.
Yeah. Sure did, because I was like, oh, she took the active cash. Okay, fine, whatever. Signify cash is 2%, and I can pull those points over with the autograph because I'm the only person on the internet who knows how to do that.
Well, you are Mr. Wells Fargo.
Mm-hmm.
Some say I was secretly up for a board seat this year.
What happened? Tell us all of the drama around you not being named to the Wells Fargo board.
I don't make enough money.
I mean, there's that too.
Yeah.
No, but I think things like this are interesting, right? Because I spent a lot of time today sort of and it wasn't even me personally, right? But if somewhere were to start over in my position, right, with approximately how much money I make, approximately the area of the world I am in, how could I put this together in both a strategic way, because it's a draft, so I knew some cards were going to go, and it was fun. It was fun to be able to sort of look at the options and be like, I want this one and this one and this one, and I will take this. So I had a lot of fun with this.
Yeah, I initially was just going to be like, oh no, I could just set up with the wallet that I have, because I really like the wallet that I have between Chase and Wells Fargo. But the good thing with Wells Fargo, with the partners that they have, is just that they can, Wells can pair with Chase, Wells can pair with Capital One, Wells can pair with American Express. It pairs best with American Express and Chase, but you can sort of make it work with any of the other issuers, just with the overlap of partners.
You can if you live where you do. If
yes.
you lived where I do and we're out of a regional airport, a lot of that falls apart. And I think that is something that I have to think about that, right? We were talking in the chat. Yes, you can ask Star Trek questions, Keith. If you really want to. But I have to think about that so much in terms of like when I'm investigating partners for either a topic on the show or whatever, is like I'm just so out of that because of my airport that like a lot of those natural partnerships break down if you're not near a major airport or there's just not availability. And I think it's going to be interesting over the next year, as some availability is different than typical, how much those partnerships actually don't work unless there are very specific conditions met.
We had a whole podcast episode from a guest question where I ended up freaking out going through the 7 stages of grief, realizing how bad it was being in RJ's area for Mileage Plus X.
Yeah. Like the gift card situation is fine, right? Because I mean, I put like $1,500 through Apple and Google Play so I could prepay for my subscriptions for the year to hit a sub, which actually worked out really well. And now I don't have to think about it. It's nice. But like it changes, right? Like your location changes what you can do. It changes what cards you're going to want. It changes how you do things. Even in the state of New York, if Matt and I switch places, there would be some definite shifts to my wallet. There would be like, I would probably have the Amtrak card. Like that is a card because I'm not going to drive in the city the way Matt drives in the city. I'm just not, right? So Amtrak would be something that I would need to get on often to get to the city. So those sort of things change locationally in a way that can be very profound to how you credit card.
Yep.
Hi, Key.
We've also got Key,
Key
with us. Key, what's up? Key, you literally just missed the credit card draft, but choices were made.
Choices were made.
Currently on Amtrak tonight. Awesome.
See? Amtrak is awesome. I one of my favorite ways to get to the city is to take Amtrak. I enjoy Amtrak. But it would be something that I would be on a lot if I was going to the city to fly out. If I was flying out of JFK or LaGuardia all the time. A lot of different things can be different.
Just casual on the train. Can't wait to watch the replay. Well, we look forward to any comments you make there. I went real cutthroat with the MX early.
I wasn't going to take the platinum or the gold because of the strategy I was putting together to have everything make sense. But it does hurt a little bit that I didn't take my beloved platinum, which my physical card will be here tomorrow. I am so ready.
RJ,
2 weeks in a row, 2 drafts in a row. Your favorite on the board gets taken by someone who is not you.
I know.
Wait, RJ, I want to ask, what would have shook you more? Matt taking the gold and the platinum or me taking the gold and the platinum?
So I think Matt, because here's why. You don't want to pay high annual fees right now. And I as much as I pick on you for it, right? I understand why. Like you are not like, I have it because I do a certain amount of flying. I do a certain amount of specific travel, right? Like and those credits work very, very well for me. Right. So for me, it makes sense. Matt could make it make sense, right? Like if Matt wanted to fly Delta, he doesn't. But if he decided to fly Delta where he is geographically, he could get to LaGuardia fairly easily.
Right.
Right. Like he could just make that his airport. And there is a beautiful Delta Sky Lounge there to where he could physically make that work. Is it his preference? No, but he could do it. Like for me, Delta is my primary. You are the one that is different because you don't want to do it in your personal life. So taking it as sort of a fun little cosplay makes sense. So you taking it because you're like, I'm just going to take the highest annual fees I can get. Fuck it. Me taking it makes sense because I have it and it's one of my favorite cards. Makes sense. Matt taking it is the one where I'm like, oh, he's Captain Chaos at the moment, which I appreciate Captain Chaos. I was Section 31 last draft because apparently I'm putting together the most morally ambiguous bridge crew to ever bridge crew, and that's saying something. So every draft is going to have that.
I would have taken the platinum for the memes. So yeah, I think
I will have my platinum tomorrow, and look. I'm going to be using it as a catch-all for a little while for a sub, but I genuinely like that card is such a good card if you understand what that card is, right? Like every card, you have to meet it at where that card is.
True.
For me, I meet the platinum in a very good place for me. If they put a kicker for 20 or 30 transactions a month to get 2x, I would, if the card was a person, I would marry it. Like that's how much I love the platinum with a 2x kicker on it. With that 2x kicker. That I gotta make sure that part is clear. I would not marry the platinum now, but if you put a 2x kicker on the platinum on site.
Tell you this much right now. If I decided to go with a chase heavy strategy and Chase put a mobile wallet category on the Sapphire Preferred, I probably would have walked away with Sapphire Preferred as a catch-all.
If
we could have finagled it to do that.
If they put regular grocery and mobile wallet on the Sapphire Preferred and change nothing else, would you get the Sapphire Preferred?
You also have to lift the one Sapphire rule. If the one Sapphire rule was lifted, yes.
I mean, would you downgrade if they put regular grocery and mobile wallet on the Preferred? Because how much are you going through the portal? Because it's 0.25 difference for the portal. So it's not the biggest difference in the world.
It's not the biggest difference in the world. I still like, so I'm not really going through the portal. I'm transferring out. I'm utilizing the travel credit every year that I get it available to me. I would not want to go through the portal to get the $50 credit.
Would you, if it was like the Venture X and you just get the $300 credit, would that, I mean, I understand it's a downgrade. Yeah. Is it more acceptable for you if it's 300 through the portal, 300 altogether, or if it's $50 doesn't have to be through the portal? Which one of those is more acceptable?
So saying the CSR would become like would become the same coupon that the Venture X has, and the CSP just has a $50.
No. What I'm saying is, credit. Let me rephrase the question. What is more acceptable on you for the CSR? $50, but it doesn't have to be through the portal a quarter, or $300 has to be through the portal?
50 outside the portal. I don't want to be wedded to the portal, and I don't want to give up the points. Since you're not getting the points on that spend, I would rather give up the points at 3x than lose the points at 10. Because that's the thing, you have to take it into consideration with the $300 credit. Like, you can use that on all travel right now. And like, if they put it in the portal, you got to give me like reduced earnings on that 300. Like, I understand you're not going to give me the 10x on hotels and rentals, or like maybe not even the full 5 on flights. Drop hotels and rentals to 5 while I'm using that 300, and then drop flights to 3. And then I'd probably be okay with using the portal, putting it behind the portal. The fact you're not getting points, I would rather sacrifice 3 points per dollar.
Do you think the general public cares? Like, it's 900 points.
Which is like $90. So no, I'm sorry. 900 points is $9.
$9.
It's an expense. It's whatever for $9. I get that. It would be $9 versus. No, it's only a difference of like $10 because of the way it's set up.
Like that, the one thing that I find amusing in the credit card community is there are certain gripes that persist, right? People mad you don't get points on the $300 of.
Oh, sorry, it would be 9 versus 30.
Right, but people mad that you don't get points on the $300 credit. Like, there are certain gripes like that, right? But at the end of the day, like, does it actually fundamentally matter? I think people we're so geared towards trying to break things for the bank. If there is a block for us to do that, I think the community freaks out. Like, if, what is the mortgage company card? I want to say Meta, and I know that's not right.
No, Meta's Facebook. Visa.
Right. if they just said you can't like hook a built card to it, like whatever code they can figure out that it's a built card, like if they just say you can't hook this up with a built card, then like people would freak out and be like complain online for months. And it's like, no, they're just trying to get you not to break things. Like, we don't need to break everything. Everything doesn't have to be exactly how we want it with nothing on our end. Like, it's fine. It's fine. That's going to be my new mantra. It's fine.
Everything's fine.
Like, I get it. I do. I want points when I spend money. I do. But you're not technically spending money. You're spending money and then getting it all back as a statement credit.
And yeah, it is pennies on the dollar. No, it would. So if the CSP, going back to your original question on this from this tangent, because that's what we do here. It's tangents all the way down. Another potential show title.
Excellent one, actually.
So if they made those changes, made it full grocery, made it 2x mobile wallet, I would feel better about dropping down to it, because my problem with the card is that like it's like those are improvements to the card that would make it a better fit for what Chase is doing, because like my brain needs everything to be complementary.
Yes, which the executives of these companies do not.
No, and that's fine. Like, again, I'm weird. I get it. I'm not allowed to party. Like for me, it would be great as like a compliment to the Freedom Unlimited and God help me, the Freedom Flex, where like I can at least guarantee I'm always getting at least 2% through mobile wallet, and then I can use the Sapphire Preferred for grocery at 3%, and the Freedom Unlimited or the Sapphire Preferred with dining at 3%. Then I'm looking for a gas card, but then it's 3 versus 2, and I can live with 2% if I'm also using like Upside or some other app in association with my gas spending.
So, Mr. Diamond, you heard it here. All you have to do to get Matt to champion the CSP is just add grocery and mobile wallet. That's all you got to do. And Matt will make glowing videos on it. You can partner with him and give him lots of money.
I would be a complete utter shock if we just find another View from the Wing or Dr. Credits, just like, boom, Chase adds 2x mobile wallet and 3x grocery.
No, because my biggest complaint at that point would just be like, yo, why can't you put mobile wallet on the Sapphire Reserve? What are we doing?
Because they want people to get the Sapphire Preferred. That's why. I really do wonder if mobile wallet is going to be something that like everybody complains about and we just never get en masse. Because it's such an easy category to want, and there's just so few cards that actually have it.
Well, the most popular is in a weird state.
Yeah, with Apple, because Apple gets a cut of every mobile wallet, of every Apple Pay transaction, right?
But if they go to Amex, might they take a smaller cut for Amex if Apple and Amex partner? So might that be when Amex puts mobile wallet on their cards?
That I could see, but then you'd probably see
put mobile wallet on the Platinum, because all the business people who have it, who are under like 40, are never going to set it up. So you're putting it on a card where most of your users aren't going to use it. So you get the points for having it on the card, but you don't actually have to pay out as many actual points. It's a win-win. And then I can use it and be happy.
Dear Mr. Squarey.
Yeah. I'm going to have that card forever. It is, I love that card. It's amazing how much I don't miss having the gold, how much I didn't have the platinum for about 17 hours, and I was like, nope.
Yeah.
And now I have the business green because that's a thing that I chose to do with my life.
Again,
You
you
did.
only did it for the welcome offer.
I did it for the points.
You did, but you still did it.
The card has already been paid. Like, I hit the sub, I have the points from the sub, the card has been paid off. I'll pay the $95 whenever that hits, and then I will not think about that card for a year or until I can move it to the business gold.
Let's see. Other news: MGM has launched a new higher tier credit card for $249 a year. It's not terrible. I realize that they put their second lowest status on it, because everybody gets Sapphire with MGM, so they put MGM Pearl on it. I thought they would go one level above Pearl, but
At least MGM's not the same status classes, like the names, as everybody else.
yes.
My thing
Because-
about with MGM, I guess if you're getting the MGM points, if it's worth is I don't know if they can. Do they transfer? Because you can book MGM hotels with Bonvoy points if you so choose to do so.
You can transfer between. I think you can reciprocally transfer MGM points with Bonvoy and Bonvoy with MGM, but I think it's like a pegged like 5 to 4 both ways.
Okay.
I think, which is stupid on Bonvoy's part, but like, when does Bonvoy do anything that makes any sense?
Filmo, I think you hit the nail on the head. That's how they're gonna do it. Is just it'll be 2 against your 524.
That's fine. My Sapphire Reserve just fell off my 524 counter, and my Freedom Unlimited is about to fall off my 524 counter. So that's fine. Drops me down.
I'm still LOL of 24, but I'm, slightly more than 365 days, and I will not have that anymore.
I am
Now
at
that we're running a countdown.
424, 324 in July, and
I just want one card. I just want one card from Chase, and then I can be done with Chase again.
Bring it, Chase. The problem is Chase's personal cards are not particularly strong, and like you just have to go after what?
The IG
No,
card.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I meant like
they're non-co-brand.
They're non-co-brand. Their core cards are not particularly strong. The co-branded cards, the IHG cards are pretty strong, are pretty good. The Aeroplane card is really good, and that's about it.
I think the United are fine. I think we're jaded by the fact that they just got quote refreshed, but they're fine.
Yeah, they're fine. They're not the worst. They're not like they went after Delta, and it's not quite. Yeah. Almost is 544, no 20 needed.
Yeah, the Delta cards are perks cards, right? Like, a lot of people have the gold just for the 15% off rewards fights.
Yeah.
Though I wonder with the next round of refreshes for Delta if they tier that a little bit. Like, gold gets you like 10, platinum gives you 15, and then reserve gives you 20% off. That I think is a good way if you want to move people up the ladder to do so.
I mean, without making the multipliers any better, then because the multipliers, like, they're basically never going to touch the multipliers.
No.
Without touching the multipliers, I think a mini nerf to the gold, keeping platinum the same, and buffing reserve just that little bit. If they kept them the same annual fees, that should be fine. But I mean, it depends on how high the annual fee would move up on the reserve, and if all you're getting is that 5%, you know what I mean?
I think they would do something else to it. They would give another little bit of a sweetener. But yeah, I don't know how much higher you can go on an airline card, right? Like, the platinum is not an airline card. Like, it's not in the same way that the reserve is, right? It's not a co-brand card. There are other things. So I do wonder how high an actual co-brand can go, especially with them like limiting lounge access and things like that. Maybe if 1,000 if they don't limit lounge access anymore.
Yeah. Keith says he likes meal kits and delivery services, so he can make the CSP work as a daily card. That helps. That can definitely help. I would carry a CSP to like fill in UR gaps if I was allowed to. I don't want to give up the CSR to get a more compromised card.
I don't think you personally need the CSR, but I think you like the comfort of the CSR. It's your red and black podcast hoodie.
Yes.
Which is fine. We all have that card.
And it's not like I'm paying, if I was paying thousands in annual fees.
Why are you looking at me when you say that?
Because you're the only member of the panel who's paying thousands in annual fees. Like if I was paying your level of annual fees, I would probably have cut down to the Sapphire Preferred and just used it to transfer points out. But I only have 2 annual fee cards. So like I allow myself the ability to do that because I don't need the platinum. Like the platinum, I can make the platinum work. I don't want to put in the work to make the platinum work.
Yeah. The platinum works for me with almost no actual effort.
Yeah. Keith churns the meal kits for the offer points. Those definitely, like going across like Chase and American Airlines and all of those, like, those things can make you bank pretty easily. Yeah. So we had that MGM card drop today. We had the Cathay Pacific card drop last night. That wasn't particularly compelling. The
I think
Ford
it's going
Pass
to be a
card is
slow
changing.
year in terms of like updates. I think even like if Amex had a major update, I could see like if they wanted to do the green again, how we've all sort of been predicting that's the next US based card to get the update. I think they're gonna slow roll that one for a little while.
Yeah. I mean, you're seeing Chase piecemeal the Sapphire Reserve, and Joe's live stream on Tuesday highlighted like changes that are coming to the Sapphire Reserve that a friend of his at Chase told him about. Like there will be a status with hotels. Did not say which status it would be. Discoverist is fine.
Yeah. But
Marriott Gold is fine.
I really think it's going to be a hard year in terms of like actual like sizable, like, all right, we're going to refresh the platinum or we're going to introduce the emerald or whatever. Or the business reserve, just because a lot of people are tightening their budgets. A lot of people are having to spend more and getting less. Introducing the, ink reserve right now, I think for most people would be a fail.
Yes. Changes to the ink reserve. I think they had a grand ambition for what ink reserve was going to be last year, and I think they started retooling that in December. I think a lot of the companies in December kind of went, "Oh, well, wait." FOMO says that the MGM card is pretty okay. I think it's good if you go to MGM resorts, it'll be a fine card. You got to spend, if you spend $25,000 through that card, though, I don't know that that's necessarily worth it, but it comes with a yearly $200 back on a free night, not free night. It's a $200 credit. I forget what it is. It's $200 at the resorts. Easter is this Sunday. Does that mean a new city card announcement?
Strata Elite coming soon.
Strata Elite, Strata Select, whatever the business card is. I would say they. I'm curious if they drop the business card first or if they drop Strata Elite first.
Business card. They're probably going to wait to the very last minute for Strata Elite.
I mean, the thing with the business cards is you can put higher spend requirements for subs on it. Yep. So where right now businesses are having to spend more, right? So if we're gonna forget for a moment that I would say probably like 40% of people who hold business cards don't have any real business, and that might be underselling it a bit.
What?
But
every business card holder is the sole proprietor of a legitimate business.
But you can put higher spend on it. And businesses, actual businesses, like small businesses, are having to pay more for things right now. So I think you can put, 10,000 for X number of points, and people aren't going to say that's crazy for a business card. Where if you put 10,000 on a personal card right now, I think it would fall real flat. Even if the same people are getting the damn cards.
If the ink unlimited and the ink cash went from 6,000 to 8,000, you'd see a lot of anger. Then the thing
From people who do not have businesses. Let's get that clear.
That is fair. Easter is this Sunday. I was asking in the Discord, like, so Easter city card? I will be checking the sources that I check. We got Double Ammo Fries joining us. Looks like they are off dad duty for the moment, so welcome.
Oh, Double. Hey, Double.
And they follow up with, so do you think there will be an annual fee increase on the plat and or business plat this year? Yes.
I don't think the personal plat can. I think the personal plat can only get an annual fee increase if they change the card. Like, I don't see them putting it up $100 just to add like another Resi credit. Like, I
it's
can't.
American Express. I feel like that's their MO. Side note: jump scare.
But it's not their MO though. Like, putting a Resi credit on things is their MO. But the gold was a pretty sizable refresh. What I mean is, I don't think they're going to put it up $100 just to add a Resi credit. I think if they're going to change the platinum, they're going to change the platinum. And they're not going to go from $695 to $795. They're going to go to like $999, which means it's going to have to be a sizable increase. And it's going to have to be a sizable change to the card to earn that increase. That's why I think they're going to hold off on the platinum right now.
So earlier today, it was announced that effective today, the business platinum got 2 more 5% categories in the portal. Now, if you book vacation rentals in the portal and you book hotels and flights together, you'll get 5%. I don't think that's necessarily going to necessitate an annual fee increase, but they are starting the process of like adding more things to the business platinum to probably make that change later this year. I think they want more certainty. I think there's a lot of uncertainty right now.
But they also just changed the 2 credits, the Dell and the Adobe credit, in a way that I think they were looking to find something to refill that.
Yeah. And they added the Hilton credit at the end of last year. So like they've been slowly adding things to the card or updating things with the card. Like the Sapphire Reserve. The Sapphire Reserve refresh is almost done, basically. Like they lost Instacart. I think Instacart's coming back. I really think Instacart's coming back. But they redid the Lyft credit. They kept the Peloton multiplier. They they expanded the rideshare credit with Lyft. So like they did a lot of like those things have changed. Now it's going to be a question of like what else gets added. To that end, Rodrigo Mendez, thanks for joining us, said, I can't see a world where the CSR price hike doesn't come with enhanced coupon credits. Yeah. You've got $25 a month split into 3 transactions with DoorDash. You've got $10 a month and 5 times points with Lyft. I have to imagine that Instacart is coming back in some form or fashion. I just don't know what that looks like. But that would probably be a monthly $10 credit.
I think companies are looking at their numbers, their swipe fees, and seeing swipe fees are down. More people are getting credit cards, less people are using those credit cards. Like, we kind of have ourselves to blame. Like, if you're not using your credit cards, if you've got 7 cards in a sock drawer, like, this is partly on you, friend.
I am part of the problem, yes.
Oops.
Keith mentions business. Yep. Film my business is none of their business. Valid. Keith says 50 years for the plat refresh. 50 years is...
I think they're going to do a small refresh. I think they're going to do a smaller refresh that doesn't change a whole lot, but they can call a refresh, and then they're going to do an actual like big $1,000 card refresh for the 50. Because
Yeah,
American Express loves like history and story and pomp and circumstance. So I think the real refresh is going to be for the 50 year. I think they're going to do a mini one.
Yep. Well done, Tariq. I'm mainly here for the jump scares. All right.
You're welcome.
CSR not done yet. $6.95 annual fee coming soon. Yeah, $6.95 annual fee is definitely coming soon. If that $6.95 annual fee includes hotel status, like if they can get to close to where the platinum is at the moment, that's kind of okay.
What statuses would you put on it? Like IHG gold or platinum or some Hyatt status?
My lowest level expectation. I don't know that they would,
because Discoverist just seems. Well, no, because
what would make the most sense, right? And I would go above 650, if 695 for this. What would make the most sense would be the CSR and a Hyatt luxury card both having Explorer status, because you can't give Globalist.
No, you have to. Globalist, you still have. They want their stays. They want their stays. Yeah. They want their money.
Yeah. So Explorers is the highest you could give on a credit card, right? You could put more nights on a Hyatt card, so we're not going to worry about that. The highest they could do is Hyatt Explorers, I think IHG, Platinum, and then you have the issue of like, what do they do with Marriott? Now, what I'm expecting, right, is not any of those. What I'm expecting is Hyatt Discoverist, which is fine, right? No, some status is better than no status with Hyatt. Discoverist is just like water and Wi-Fi, and slightly elevated earnings when you pay cash.
Hey, that water is coming handy for me. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm not saying that the waters aren't helpful. I could use water right now. I'm not saying that that's not helpful, but the best I will expect from Hyatt is Discoverist. The best I'm expecting from IHG is IHG Gold, but that's just because I'm following the platinum model where you don't get the lowest, but you also don't get like what it should have, because it should have platinum. So I would be fine with IHG Gold, and then Marriott hands out gold like candy. So I'm expecting at $6.95 a Sapphire Reserve to come with Marriott Gold.
I agree with Keith's next comment, though. I don't think in this economy they're going to go up to $6.95 unless it's the end of the year and things have dramatically changed.
I only think it's a possibility of it happening because of what they did with the club, United Club. I think it may not, but at the same time, because of the refresh of the United Club, the United Card Suites, with like it leaves the door open for Chase to do that.
But it also, they now have the data of how many people took that offer, right? Like they're gonna see how many people actually upgraded or how many people changed things. They're also going to do this later in the year, right? Like they can't do it before or during the club's transition. So that means that it's going to be later in the year. The economy is getting worse, not better. So they're going to do it in a worse economic position than they did the United Cards.
Which is why the time to have done these refreshes would have been like 2023, 2024, when they were still very badly needed.
Yeah. Like that's the problem, is there's so much uncertainty right now that I think it's hard for them to do fundamental, like the green card, dear God, the business green, but the actual green card is one of my favorite cards, but there are a couple of things you can do to that card. Like if you don't like clear or have clear on another card, that card has no actual credits other than the points, which is good. And I'm an advocate of using your cards and in using your points, but like there's nothing, there's not even a Resi credit on there anymore, or ever. So I think that you need to do something, but they also don't want to do things when everybody is talking about how tight things are getting, because then they look like, the guys twirling their mustaches looking down over the rest of us. Like they don't want to have that as people's thought. They want to be the people who are, slightly aspirational, but not, villains,
Valid.
So I think that's part of the problem is right now we don't know. We don't know if the economy is going to, crater. We're going to have 500% tariffs with China next month. So it really depends.
Yep.
I think they're probably going. I think this year we're going to see a lot of surveys. That is my prediction. Is we're going to see a lot of surveys, and things are going to change in 26. I don't think we're going to get a huge change this year.
A lot of there were data points I was seeing on Reddit, and Reddit, greatest place on the internet. Well, Reddit's a fine place, but like, my God, the people. There were like things I was seeing on the credit card Reddit of like folks mentioning, or maybe it was churning, mentioning that they were getting Hilton surveys about the Hilton business card, but they were getting them apparently like, how much do you pay? How much would you be willing to pay? So we'll see. RJ double asks, what would Amex need to do to the Biz Green to make you keep it?
See Biz Gold. Like literally just take the business gold, maybe do a little bit of editing and modification to the categories, and make it a 3X. Like that's all you have to do. You have one of the best cards in your lineup already sitting there. The business gold is one of the best cards. Like if you will go into a Staples and buy your $20 gift cards every month to wipe away that, and do you use it on the categories on that card? That card is phenomenal. Like that card is legitimately one of the best options out there. They have that. And then it's sitting next to the business green. That makes me go, but why? Like literally, but why? Why does anybody get this unless you're getting the elevated sub? Like I don't understand it, because you can get 2X in the portal on literally every other card. So yeah, so just take the business gold, make it 3X, modify the categories a little bit so there, is 4 overlapping and 2 unique ones, so you can justify getting both and make it a day. Like it literally is that easy.
Yeah.
And make the platinum business 5X on like one category and give 4 rotating categories. Like go for it.
Yeah, I don't think, going back to Keith, travel is getting much worse. I wouldn't refresh a premium travel card too much. You could see the mid-tier cards get more of a refresh. Although really the only one that's going to like jump out of 95 of like the core cards from banks would be the Sapphire Preferred. Because
we already had the Strata Premier refresh.
I think you can make the CSP if they put a grocery on there, you could put it up to 150, have it quote compete with the green, and call it a day. Like I think it could be that easy.
I think so. I could.
They do 3X grocery. People are gonna we're gonna have to put a moratorium on talking about the CSP and putting questions for our viewer questions on the CSP if they put grocery on that card.
If they put grocery on the card, I might have to stop. I have to stop doing jump scares.
Yeah, it would actually be a decent card. We've got Spathco joining us, who says he's sorry I'm super late. Any predictions on what U.S. Bank will set on fire next? Hopefully U.S. Bank.
Watch the replay. Spathco, the shopper cash.
Here's what I would like U.S. Bank to do. Let's be positive for a moment. I think U.S. Bank needs to take all of their credit cards offline for a week. Every single one of them. Can't get a U.S. Bank card for a week. And whatever system that they have the 19 different points earning systems in need to be lit on fire. And from the ashes, they need to build a single unified structure. The way, like, here, I'm going to be nice to Chase for a second. The way that Chase does their points and their cashback is perfect. Because you have cashback cards that earn points that you can use if you have point cards that transfer out.
Mhm.
So that system works. You have the other option of doing an Amexy system where cashback is cashback and points are points, but it's all one points earning system. You have two models right there of the two biggest other banks in the world, or in the US rather, right? Pick one. I don't care if you do Chase or Amex. Pick one. Burn everything else down. Unified system. Because their cards are not bad. Like, if you had a system where if you had the altitude reserve and you could link it with the connect and the go, that would be a really strong set of 3 cards.
And the Altitude Connect's a 4x dining card.
Yeah. Like,
Altitude
if,
goes.
Oh,
if
I
you,
meant go. Yes.
if you could connect those 3 cards, it would be a really strong setup, even if you had to use their portal. Even if they or if they Bank of America did it and everything has to be through the portal. Like, they could do that. That's the thing. But they have too many systems. Like, all they have to do is connect everything. Like, if they just had US bank points, the way that Amex has MR points or Chase has their UR points, a lot of the complaints of US Bank would be able to be gone away. But they have so many disconnected, disjointed, discombobulating points to them that it makes it really, really hard to want to have more than one of their cards or to want to have different segments. So pick the Chase lane, pick the Amex lane, pick one of them and go forth. That's all you got to do, US Bank.
If they
all
do
you
that,
got to do.
I think US Bank would become a respectable, a more respectable ecosystem because they have, even at $95 annual fee, the Shopper Cash is it's a 1.5% catch-all with their 2 6% categories and a 3x category, and you have 4x travel with the Altitude Connect and gas stations, 4x gas stations, and then
are all now capped.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
no, I'm saying the cap can actually work in favor of this.
Oh,
if
yeah.
you were to bring back the Altitude Reserve for its 3rd incarnation, which, like, 3rd time's it. Like, if you kill the Altitude Reserve, if you brought back the Altitude Reserve one more time, you have to service the Altitude Reserve until your bank goes out of business. Like, it has to be active and available until your bank goes out of business, because bringing a card back 3 times would just be insane. Killing a card 3 times would be even more insane. I think their plan was to do a Smartly Reserve and, like, start moving towards Smartly being the brand, and then Smartly got broken because nobody did risk assessment properly there. But
higher, stack your points. Stack your points will figure out if your system can be broken easily, and you can just give us, 2 to 4 million points of our choosing, and we'll be set.
I like to cash those out immediately. But
That is a fantastic question.
How does US Bank not service its customers in all the states of the US? That could explain why their card strategy is so stupid. Yeah. I mean, you can get cards everywhere, I think, but you just can't open accounts everywhere. I can't open a personal checking account with US Bank.
You can. You have to have a business account first, which is bananas.
So stupid, US Bank.
Right. I think my ideal for US Bank right now would just be like, you've got the Altitude Go and Connect. They got undercut the way that they did in order to save the house of, like, shore up the house of cards that was going to be Smartly. Like, they saw there was some writing on the wall, and they, like, started trying to, like, figure things out before the house came tumbling down, but the house tumbled much quicker than they could anticipate it. But now you could keep those maximums, and now you could bring back the Altitude Reserve, do real-time redemptions at 1.5 points, because now it's 6 times points. It would be 6 times points on dining and gas for $1,000 to spend a quarter. Like, it's a really low limit. Your 6% and your 3% category on the Shopper Cash card are capped at $1,500 a year.
Mm-hmm.
and your Cash Plus card, which would give you like some rotating or choose your own adventure 5%, those are capped at $2,000 a quarter. So like there's a way that they wouldn't lose significant amounts of money to keep all of those cards, kill smartly, keep all of those cards, and or I guess smartly at 2% if you wanted to, I don't know, whatever. Keep all those cards together, put them all into the same pool, and then be able to redeem through real-time rewards or redeem through the travel portal and like give some outsized value, but it's such limited spend on the outsized value that nobody's going to game it the way that they game smartly.
Yeah, because they wouldn't be, you'd run into caps. So it's not really possible. And US Bank is not going to hand out 17 goes the way that like custom caches seem to be, whatever.
I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah, no, I think US Bank would not hand out multiples the way that some other issuers do.
Yeah.
Maybe Apple will buy US Bank and that's how they will service the Apple card going forward. I'm pretty sure with the money that Apple has on hand, they could buy basically any of the banks, which is
the only
bananas.
Banks they couldn't buy would be
Chase and Amex.
Chase, Bank of America. I think the top 4 banks buy assets under management.
Yeah. But they probably could get a loan to cover whatever they wanted that they don't have on hand.
Oh yeah, no, they could do some serious Elon Musk level like leveraging and borrowing and buy whatever bank.
Tim Cook just walks into the branch in Minnesota and is just like, hey, I own you now.
We have great news.
You're going to love this. Now for
the all new Apple Bank. We think you're going to love it. They just buy the name Apple Bank from Apple Bank. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
What'll be a cool name for US Bank points?
Viking points.
What was that?
I'll say Viking points.
I don't know. I mean, Altitude was cool. Flex Perks wasn't terrible. Smartly isn't a bad name for something.
Just make Smartly a 2% card. Just make it easy. I did want to bring up a topic. So we got a question that we will answer on the podcast from AP. But I wanted to bring it up in a slightly more informal setting first, because we have 25 of you here to workshop this with. So I wanted to bring, this is mostly for the listeners. My co-hosts and I will bandy about some ideas. AP basically asked what the future of the channel is. Memberships, perks, things like that. So I want to put this to the chat. What do you guys want to see from us? Do you want to see some form of a membership? If we do it on YouTube, we have to wait a little while until we hit 500. There are other platforms that we can go to, like something like a Patreon. So what do you guys want to see? Because the 4 of us can talk until we're blue in the face about what we want to do, but I want to hear from the 26 of you of what you actually want to see us do. Do you want us to have some form of a membership? The lives have been really fun. We've really enjoyed doing them. I think we will continue to do them in some form, fashion, or whatever. But I want to know from you guys what you're thinking, what you'd like to see from us. Because ultimately you are the people of which this membership idea or whatever is meant to serve. It is not for the 4 of us. It is for you guys. So I would like to know. Yes, the open credit card community is tiring. Keith, I agree. But membership, what do you guys think? I know I am not in real time because that is how the internet works. But I would like to hear in the chat what you guys think.
Rodrigo, was Tariq affected by the recent IHG devaluations, it seemed like a hurtful devaluation. Tariq, did you have any issues?
I haven't. I mean, IHG's gonna IHG. I mean, if they piss me off enough, I'll just, go to Hilton, I guess.
That's fair.
Which is funny because I like IHG. They're my second after Hilton, and I don't have any problem. Like the valuations, I think we talk about, unless it's a points, you have to like triple points. I don't care. So for me, the IHG devaluation, I think, was fine.
Keith, we got Texas Dog joining us. Hey, Texas, thank you. U.S. Bank Patriot points.
I like it.
This could work. Keith with a simple take my money.
I want to.
Like
how would you like us to take your money?
You can make a check payable too.
Yeah, we'll send that. We'll give you our bank information after. You can just wire that money right on over.
I know, like, we've had very informal talks of like, okay, maybe we do a Patreon at some point, or we could look at a Ko-fi or buy me a coffee or something. I don't know what a membership looks like. A membership in terms of monetization would be cool, but like, I don't know that I necessarily want people to feel obligated to do the membership, but I want there to be a membership option should you so choose.
Yeah. And here's the thing, the podcast, the viewer questions and the topics will always be free. You will always be able to get that weekly. That is just going to be on the internet for free. So if you don't have money, like if you don't want to give us money or you don't have money or whatever, you will always get at least those things weekly. That I promise you. Like we're not going to go to all Patreon and the only way you can see us is behind a paywall. Guess what? The podcast would die real quick if we did that. I promise you. That's how economics works. But it's something where that will always be free. It's just sort of the extras or the other things may be delayed or a little bit behind a paywall. It's more that than the actual show.
Yeah. Like we'll launch memberships when we hit 500. I'm sure we can look at a Patreon for like some exclusive type stuff that maybe we can't do here on YouTube and on the podcatcher of your choice. Like we're not going to paywall the podcast, obviously. Maybe we'll look at merch at some point.
I need a flat cap with the SYP logo on it. That's what we need to do as our thing.
That would be sweet. Just as long as we're not doing trucker hats. I don't want to do trucker hats.
My trucker hat.
Flex caps, though. I'm fine with those. So Spathco, team challenges. Who can find the worst points redemption? Spin the wheel for what award program Tariq will destroy this week.
That is
all I have to do is just talk about what program I like and what I like about it, and then boom, devaluation.
He spins the wheel like RJ and I are just like sitting there going, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
Not Hilton, not Hilton.
Oh, it's
Sweet.
Delta.
The only one you're not allowed to join is Delta. That is the only one you cannot join.
Nope.
Double says, I'm not
opportunity destroyer.
I have become destroyer of the world of worlds. Double says, I'm not sure about membership, but I appreciate the community you've created and the discussions from multiple perspectives. Would like to support. Ditto what Keith said. Yep. Definitely understand that. I would. We're just looking for some extra ideas. You put a lot of time into the SYP brand, and I don't mind sponsoring certain things. Appreciate it, Keith. We got Jordan Rules of Credit jumping in. Thank you so much for joining us, Jordan. And check out Jordan's channel for the ways that he's using credit cards for his honeymoon. He would love to have a membership. I think I would learn even more. Yeah. Jordan, I'm not sure if you're in the Discord. Join us.
Join us.
Texas Dog drops the...
Oh,
that's for live. That's
Sorry.
for live.
Texas Dog drops the OnlyFans with the laughing emojis. That we'll leave that to Lonnie. I don't know. No. No, I can safely say no.
We'll have a Patreon, and it's only stacks.
Double double
that
also.
is pretty good.
Yeah, no, it is. Also, just want to shout out Tariq for being a good sport with all the jabs. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, we throw a lot of jabs at Tariq, and the community does as well.
If I want to be able to dish it on occasion, I got to be able to take it.
Indeed. Keith says, Tariq, please visit Marriott. You can't make it any worse.
What if Tariq picks Marriott and the program gets better? Maybe the program has to hit rock bottom and then Tariq can rebuild it.
Well, here's how you know that this me destroying ecosystems and programs predates Stack Your Points or even us meeting together all together. I grew up with Marriott. Every hotel that we stayed at were Marriott.
That's Marriott's problem is you have stayed there.
Fairfield Inn, Courtyard, Spring Hill Suites, Residence Inns, the mainline Marriotts. I've stayed at them. So that's why it is what it is. I think I stayed with them before pre-SPG merger.
Probably. Rodrigo says, if you guys did memberships where you guys did hardcore debates on credit cards, I would watch that. Amex versus Chase, etc. Yeah, no, we could definitely do like further in depth or more like a part of the thing would just be like I don't know.
Look, but all of us like to say words. That is why our recordings are 3.5 hours. Yes. So I don't think there would be a problem if we did membership content where we did debates. I don't think the four of us could get together, or two or three of us could get together, and there would not be debates of some variety.
No, Lonnie and I did like an hour on Built the other day. So yeah. Jose Marzan mentions, I don't think I could do a membership. I'm pretty full on subscriptions memberships. Yeah, and like we absolutely understand that. Like, it's not a question of like, I think it's just like, what other ideas could there be? So like, if a membership doesn't work, I totally get it. We could do like tip programs. We could do things like, as I said, merch. We could do some other stuff. It doesn't have to be a membership. It doesn't have to be a subscription. It doesn't have to be like paywalling anything super crazy.
And here's the thing, guys, and I say this sincerely, right? Right now, we pay for the podcast out of pocket. Like, it is not a free thing to do. We have to pay for some software. We pay for Zoom because that's how we record. If we just get enough money where the podcast is actually free, like, yeah, that's all we're looking for. Like, none of us are like, I am not like gonna ATP this where I can like quit my job and just like go freelance and then do the podcast. Like, bless those guys. They have deserved it, right? Like, there are podcasts like that people definitely deserve it. That's not what we're looking at. We're just looking at like to not have to spend our own money to do the podcast. So we're not gonna like, we're throwing out a bunch of ideas. We're not gonna like make millions off of this. Like, I'm looking for like not that, but I just want to dissuade anybody to think that we're like, you know, looking for the big bucks here. We're looking for like a little hosting and some software. That's it.
Now, what I will do here is channel another YouTuber. I enjoy when they do this, but like, to the good people at Cards Against Humanity, if you want to send Lonnie and me a toaster for us to review, because there's been a gap in that for several years now, we will gladly do toaster reviews. Maybe you'll send one to RJ instead. We'll gladly do toaster reviews.
I would do a toaster review
for Cards Against Humanity. Thank you in advance. Also, to the good people at Trade Coffee, RJ and I run on coffee.
So much coffee.
They're caffeined up right as we speak. Yeah, y'all don't see it, but
Yeti, if you want to send me coffee mugs, because I literally use several Yetis a day to keep my coffee hot, like, I'll go for it. Lonnie's got the Anchor connection. We add some coffee in, you know, maybe a air backpack, and guys, everything we need is right there.
And finally, to the good people at Away. I'm kidding. No, but like if we ever got to a point where a sponsorship could be a thing, like here might be an idea, just because then it's like no money out of y'all's pockets. But like I do know that there is a certain level of like ick when it comes to sponsorships across credit card YouTube. But if we got non-credit card sponsors, I'm not going to turn down trade if trade is offering me trade money.
Here's the thing.
Here.
Like, right. I can't speak for anybody's personal channel. I don't care if Matt is in Discover's pocket on his personal channel.
Yo, they are not paying. They
can't afford you. I know. What I mean is that, like, I don't think the podcast is going to do any credit card sponsors, right? Like, we're probably not going to take a Card Pointers or something like that. We will definitely take like an Anchor or like a product that we like and use that is maybe travel adjacent, but is not a Card Pointers, is not Max Rewards, is not Discover, is not Chase. Like, that's not really what this podcast would like. It would not work, right? If we couldn't talk about Chase freely, this podcast doesn't work.
No.
In a way that a personal channel, you can step around certain things in a way that is more organic.
Yeah.
And with that, I would like to say that this live is sponsored by NordVPN.
You better send 25% of that over to me after this, sir.
Wait, hold on. Do we get to use Oversimplified's NordVPN character?
I would absolutely love it if we could.
Keith, that is the rudest thing I think you have ever said, ever.
Oh,
His other
meet up in
comment.
Altoona.
Oh,
Or-
no.
We can go to Altoona for a curve game. I'm fine meeting up with y'all in Altoona, Pennsylvania, of all places, for like an Altoona curve game. That's cool.
We go to Altoona with baseball bats and smash up those monstrosity pizza places.
Be like the pumpkin throw. We'll all make designs of catapults that can throw the pizza like they do pumpkin chucking. Yes, you know you're from the country when pumpkin chucking is a thing people do.
Filmo's comment, nice. The fun physical challenges like dump Lonnie at Chicago with no United miles and see if he makes it home. He'd be fine. See if Matt can get to JFK in under 2 hours. Now, with the JFK in under 2 hours, are you saying JFK in under 2 hours during daylight? Because impossible. Are you saying JFK under 2 hours around midnight? Because I can get there in about 1 hour if we're talking overnight, which I will be doing after Monday's podcast.
Yeah, and you got to edit, which is going to be super fun.
I'm
reminding you of that because I don't have to do it, so I'm really happy.
Descript for the win.
Yeah,
that's all I'm going to say on that one. David Gomez, I say whatever gives y'all more of the money and takes less. Yes, we would deeply appreciate that. Exactly, RJ, just looking for a way to routinely support. You guys add plenty of value as is, whether it's membership or whatever, it doesn't matter to me. And again, like if we could grow to a point where we got like a sponsor, that would be cool. And like a paying sponsor, because there are sponsors that don't pay and they're like, we'll pay you an exposure.
I would say for Double annual price, he gets a special membership tier where when he subscribes, it's a video of me eating In-N-Out and trying to say something positive about the French fries.
You know what? Record a video first and we might allow it.
Is there an In-N-Out in Texas?
Unfortunately, they have spread into like a virus.
We don't have them here, so I don't know. We are getting a Popeyes near me soon, and I am so excited for fried pickles. Guys, fried pickles are one of my favorite foods on earth. I love them.
Jose with the thanks for the reminder to use my Dunkin' credit this month. I buy bags of coffee. There you go.
This podcast edits on Dunkin'.
There are currently 3 In-N-Out burgers in San Antonio. Good God.
That is a lot.
Keith with please no links in the description. I put my links in the pinned comment.
There will be links in the description, but we won't mention there's links in the description. How about that? Because there's always a Discord link in the description. So there'll be links, okay? Oh, Tariq, you've already got it. All right.
Take my damn money right now. There we go.
Here's the thing. If we set up a Patreon, the only reason I mention Patreon is because the idea of having everything go through YouTube slightly scares me because YouTube will sometimes just shut people down. So that scares me a little bit. But Patreon, you could actually select the number of members who get each thing. So I literally could make a 4 double animal fries level on Patreon for that special video.
Yep.
I think we should have a level that just Tariq has to make a video, like welcoming them to the membership if you hit the specific membership to make Tariq make videos. That is a possibility.
I'm being strong-armed because I'm being hard-headed.
Tariq, you gotta, if you don't release a video before the first episode, if you don't release a video before our 1-year anniversary, I am boycotting editing.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry, Matt.
No. Matt's not editing either. You
damn.
are.
We'll make you edit.
And Lonnie is involved, so he'll be putting his foot in your backside. So you can make your own video that'll be like 5 to 10 minutes, or you can edit a 2.5-hour podcast.
Mike Newland joins the chat. Thanks for joining, Mike. He says, how about having an episode about Star Trek versus Star Wars?
Can I be the Star Trek side? Because I haven't never seen Star Wars.
My dad said it best. Star Trek is for the nerds and Star Wars is for the geeks that still live in their mother's basement.
I know, like, Lonnie's a Star Wars guy.
Lonnie is an exception. And again, this is what my dad said. He's also lifetime silver. Take that with you may.
David, why don't y'all have 500? Y'all are the best in this community, like all together. We're working on it slowly but surely. The lives have actually been helping grow a little bit here and there. It's just going to be one of those things where, you know, it'll be drips and drabs. Maybe like, what would be like the big thing? I don't know what the big thing would be. Like we just
Jamie Diamond coming out next week really will help pump those numbers up.
You know, if we did get Jamie, yes, it would. Oh, that's something we could do.
Matt, ideas later.
Sorry. Keith, I said that Tariq just goes around and threatens to join our favorite loyalty programs that extort us for money.
Double animal fries. Subscribe, or I'm going to say that I enjoy In-N-Out Burger. That will destroy. There's 43 in Texas. Good God.
David says, I've seen the other ones when they meet up and they don't add a third of the value y'all give us. Well, again, deeply appreciate it. I'm assuming you're talking about lives or maybe recordings.
I think he just means memberships in general from the context.
Oh, yeah. I need to get better about my own memberships. I'm still trying to figure those out. Just fully unedited interviews are not going to be it, but I'll probably do another like help me brainstorming video about ways Chase could get more spend through me.
One question for the group, because this is also what we do is important. How much you pay is another important question for us to ask, and we cannot answer that, right?
Mm-hmm.
How much would you guys pay a month? And I'm not talking like the top end. We're not going to charge like $50 a month. We might put a joke one up that's $50 a month and call it the Centurion, and it's exactly the same as the $5 one. We've toyed with that idea. What would you pay a month? How much would you pay for Tariq not to root for the Packers? Look, he's a Saints fan. I'm a Packers fan. I don't think I'm particularly in danger of him actively with his whole chest rooting for the Packers.
No, but I could see myself getting a cheesehead for the memes, just for the fun of it. And also, I would love to visit Lambeau Field. It just seems like one of those.
Tariq, if you get a cheesehead, before you record a video, and you don't record a video before the 1-year anniversary of this podcast, your first video will be recorded wearing the cheese head. And
your first video will be me behind you with a baseball bat hitting the cheese head.
And hear me out, you will have to wear the cheese head for at least a quarter on the podcast.
Damn.
Tariq, what we're saying is record your damn video.
All right. Okay.
Like
here, Tariq, here, I'll make you a deal, okay? You record the raw video, send it to me. I will edit it for you.
Okay.
I will 100%, and I'm taking my laptop with me when I leave, so I will have Final Cut with me to edit for you as soon as you get me that. I will edit it on the plane. I will buy the Delta Wi-Fi to download the file and edit it for you if I have to.
You know, Philmo and I disagree about the value of the Chase Sapphire Reserve. We do not disagree on our mutual like of cheese.
I love cheese.
Cheese is fantastic.
I don't know how you can only like cheese, though. But
I am
yes,
weirdly
Tariq.
only hot cheese, though. I can't do cold cheese.
Tariq, record the video. I will edit it for you.
Okay.
Okay. I expect
there we go.
I expect it before May 1st.
Yes.
Perfect. You got Matt, you're our witness.
And they say miracles can't happen.
This is why you have to join the Thursday lives, y'all.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, if there's a number that you guys that would work for y'all, please let us know. And like we'll also set up things like tip jars, obviously super thanks here on YouTube if you guys want to support that way. Wouldn't have to be a continual thing if you guys don't want it to be a continual thing. And once we hit 500, we can add super chats. Like you can express that way as well. Like 500 will give us some tools here on YouTube. But like we're looking at just like beyond just YouTube from time to time, like beyond YouTube in general. Still want Cards Against Humanity sponsorship.
Yes. Yeah, but something like $2.99 would probably do 3 levels. We'll probably do like the, $1 like thank you. Like there are a lot of options. We will credit card it. There will probably be one level that is comically large, like, your Centurion level, because I find that funny and I expect nobody to pay for it.
And if you do, why? Thank you, but why?
The Centurion level is going to be a personal thank you on every episode of the podcast from us. That's like the major perk of it. And there will be one person who gets that.
They will be the James Bissonette of this podcast.
Yes.
Thank you, RJ, for picking up on that one.
You're welcome.
The Katoitska of this podcast.
But yeah, they'll definitely be
have
$3
a month. I just want to know what we talked about if we're going to have like the $95 crap card membership.
Well, it won't be $95. It'll be 96 cents.
Yes, we wouldn't do $95. We love y'all too much to exploit y'all like that.
We will order DoorDash twice a month. How's that? How's that for how that credit works?
Keep with Stack Your Points is conversational. Keep it conversational with whatever you do. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Double with Will There Be Bi-Monthly? Oh yeah, we just answered that. And then Filmo, Stack Your Points beyond YouTube. I'd watch that.
Yeah.
I just want to know if we could do like a food thing, like if we have like an MX Gold level membership, and it's just like us reviewing food. Like I go to my local barbecue pit, and I have just a smorgasbord of meats.
That's the benefit of something like Patreon, of we can have those one-off videos, and the way Patreon works, and I've used it before, is like you can lock videos to certain tiers. So we just post the video and I pick the tiers because I'll be the one probably uploading the stuff. So it automatically does it. If you have that tier, you get the video. If you don't have that tier, you don't have to worry about it. You can get that tier if you'd like to see that video. So yeah, but no, I appreciate you guys. I wanted to bring it up here because we will talk about it on the formal podcast. But crowdsourcing is important for something like this. We can decide things and put them out there, but I'd like them to be something you guys want and not just us being like, here is your Soul Cycle credit on your platinum or whatever it is. I don't even Peloton, right?
Equinox.
Equinox. Thank you. It's a credit that you use if you're in LA. That's what I got.
I do like that I have like that my identity here on YouTube is guy who hates the Chase Sapphire Preferred and guy who coined the term an obvious is an obvious.
Ian, the Wells Fargo guy. Don't forget the Wells Fargo guy.
Oh yeah, and I'm the resident Wells Fargo expert. Yeah. the CSP tier will indeed be the begrudgingly best tier.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But
Then
no, yeah, we love doing this podcast. I don't see it being something that is a problem for us to do, but things. You gotta be known for something, Matt. Chat, tell Tariq and I what we're known for. We've got Matt's Wells Fargo, CSP, and Obvious is an Obvious is an Obvious. I would like to know what you guys think Tariq and I are known for, because it's never what you think you're known for. It's always something different.
I am gonna get a shirt made that does say an Obvious is an Obvious is an Obvious, but like I'll have the Obvious logo on it, so I can't sell it. But like I will be wearing that shirt at some point.
Or you could use things that are not letters to stand in for letters, so you can actually sell it.
I will have to figure that out.
There's this amazing tool called
ChatGPT. I just don't pay for it. That's the one thing.
I do.
Oh, no.
And hey, I'll give you my login for a day.
Fair. Double Tariq is the one who eats burgers at the chicken sandwich place. Ooh,
I could see Tariq.
Fired.
I could see that. Now I really want a Popeye's chicken sandwich. I should not film this before having dinner. Like, these lives are before my dinner time.
That sandwich started wars, people. And potentially that virus. If you watch the Boondocks, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes. I can't eat them anymore, so I'm sad.
You can't, you can't have bun. Like, okay, here's a question for you, Matt. Do you do it lettuce bun, or do you do the gluten-free bun?
Or you do no bun.
Or do you do no bun and go totally mental?
Five Guys, no bun.
Okay.
It sucks, but no bun. If Five Guys had a gluten-free bun, I would absolutely get a gluten-free bun from Five Guys. Kind of depends on where they would get the gluten-free bun from. Udi's is okay, but like it's become like the industry standard, and I'm not a huge fan of it. But a beggar cannot be a chooser. So like I get what I get and I live with it. Diners will just give you the gluten-free bread as the hamburger bun, and that has been a major issue for me because I go to the Ever Ready Diner in Hyde Park. Doesn't really like kind of gives you a place where I go to. Doesn't give you anything about like where I live or anything like that. So I go to the Ever Ready in Hyde Park, and when I get the gluten-free bun, they're like, it's just the gluten-free bread, right? Yes, I know. And I order like the most ridiculous burger. I get the ones with like egg and bacon and all of that. And like by the end of my meal, I am just like covered in everything. So that's annoying. It will depend on the chain. It will depend on what's available to me. The other thing you can do would be order no bun and then bring it home and put it on a gluten-free bun that you source yourself.
Yes, but most people like want to eat at the restaurant they're at.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I just go with I hate my life.
You can't live until when you're ordering some like a burger at a food place and you're like, yeah, can I get this burger with no tomato, no onion, no bun? And then they're like, no what?
No meat? Ooh, street tacos sound good right now.
Ooh,
street tacos are fantastic. So RJ is the anti-BSer. I can see that.
I will take that.
Thanks, Double. Jose says early rise tomorrow, nighty night. Thank you for sticking around, Jose, for as long as you did. We're running longer than usual, so
no, we're not. It's only 2 hours.
That's your point.
Oh yeah,
Matt. What?
I think our last live.
Matt thought it was his live. No, we were about this last live. We went over 2 hours. Matt, I don't think we've done one that's under an hour and a half. Even our first one, I think, was over. Like so, guys. Just so you know, when this idea was conceived, it was like, oh, we'll do a half an hour max. Like it'll be fine. 2.5. almost 3 hours, I think, once. So like
The first
we're not,
live was an hour 40,
yeah,
and that was the shortest live.
we're not quiet, short-spoken people. It is a short live. No one has asked. RJ tier is fear no annual fee. That is also correct. Look, I'm actually cutting. Here's the okay. You guys want to hear the funny thing? I have actively tried to cut my annual fees and they have gone up.
Yeah,
I've tried.
I'm trying to do like a 3-month spending hiatus, like reset, and I keep looking at bills, and it's like, but we had to pay for Easter. Did we? But we had to.
Only RJ can increase her annual fees trying to downsize
I
them.
literally tried to cut the number of cards, tried to cut everything down, and my annual fees have gone up.
Rodrigo,
Meeting in that spot still doesn't go away.
when do you guys think the Amex to Hawaiian to Alaska transfer fund loophole will end? The day Hawaiian's contract with American Express expires.
Literally. It'll also be the day before you were going to move all of your points. So if you have points and want to move them, do it now.
Do it now.
RJ is the advocate for the everyday person.
I will take that. I do keep that in mind.
Keith, me too, RJ. I think I'm over 5K at this point for annual fee. Keith, you do spend on a whole other level.
I'm over 3. I would like to get under 3. I don't think it's going to happen. Well, here's the thing. The Platinum and the 2 Delta Reserves, that is the bulk of my annual fees, but I get so much value out of those 3 cards that I can't not have them, so.
Yeah. I'm only at 649 right now, but I anticipate that number is going to go up, but not because I'm adding more annual fee cards yet.
Yeah.
But Autograph Beyond is out there somewhere in the ether.
I am so excited. I don't care what the card looks like. I don't care if it's the most terrible card or the best card. I cannot wait for Autograph Beyond Day. I am so excited. Because either way, your video is going to be incredible. Like, you're either going to be pulling your hair out or you're going to be doing backflips on camera. There is no in between.
So let me just say this. Another JetBlue premiere video, I don't have that in me.
But it'll somehow happen. Because it'll be you screaming at the camera, or you just so giddy like a little kid at Chuck E. Cheese. Like it'll be one or the other.
Don't say Chuck E. Cheese to Matt. That's just wrong.
I'm going back there next weekend.
Oh, Jesus.
You live there. You might as well get the Chuck E. Cheese credit card, Matt.
Why have you not just used the Mileage Plus X Chuck E. Cheese gift card?
Okay, I only had to pay for one of them.
He doesn't fly United though.
We were doing a welcome offer dedicated to that spend. That was fine. I have not had to spend. Well, I did have to spend money on the last party because I actually decided to eat food. Their gluten-free pizza is terrible.
I am shocked. Can we? Oh, I have the perfect idea. If we're gonna do a food section of Stack Your Points, we're gonna do one of Matt just trying random gluten-free products and rating them. I actually think that would probably do pretty well. So we might have to do that, Matt.
Just as long as you fund my gluten-free Oreo fund for when it's bad tasting stuff so that I can.
Pizza Crimes would be a fantastic series.
Ooh. David Gomez, Tariq, you're in San Antonio. You can do so many videos, like best card to use during the Final Four, best card to book Fiesta Best Hotels during Fiesta Best Hotels.
Yeah, I know what he means. Fiesta's
Okay.
coming up. It's actually.
What is the best card to use at the Riverwalk?
That is the Amex Gold.
Yes, I know that, but it's a video idea, dude.
Put it on video.
All you have to do is go down to the Riverwalk, film yourself with somebody else's gold card or a photoshopped gold card. Just take a picture of a gold card and like video.
So Keith trying out different mayo brands. Here's what I'll say with regard to mayo. Kewpie helps.
Kewpie is too spicy for me, though.
I'm sorry,
I think I just broke Matt. I'm sorry.
I was curious, and I did a bad thing. I looked up.
What did you do, Tariq?
What card did you just get accepted for?
No, I didn't apply for any cards. I will say that. It was reference to Keith's comment on pizza crimes.
What did you do?
What is the New England beach pizza?
The hell is a New England beach pizza?
Oh, I think it's got lobster on it.
Oh.
No.
It might be a lobster roll pizza.
It's not.
You can't cut that from here.
Pizza has a very thin crust, rectangular. It's cooked on a baking sheet. Everybody in this part of the country eats this fairly regularly.
It just looks like some weird school lunch pizza. It's still not worse than Altoona.
No, it's exactly what it is. It's school lunch pizza.
Yeah. Rodrigo says, I think Matt's Autograph Beyond unboxing video will be like a party video. Maybe.
The podcast after that card launches is going to be possibly my favorite video. Yes, I know you don't, Keith. I get the joke. I get the funny.
Good night, guys. I enjoyed the show. Thank you so much, Texas. Definitely.
Yes.
Keep it going.
We definitely appreciate you guys. We have a lot of fun. This is genuinely like, I look forward to Monday and Thursdays in a way that is very helpful for my mental health. Tuesdays are better now that I have Descript.
We just won't go. We won't go as heavy-handed on the Descript.
No. It was my first time using the program, and I decided to edit the entire podcast by just clicking like 3 buttons. We'll ease back a little bit.
Don't edit for clarity.
No, I will not be hitting that button again. I didn't really understand what it did until after I had already exported it, and I'm like, okay, so we're rolling with this week. I have edited worse things before though, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah. All we need is the long gaps. Just 2 buttons. We'll talk offline. We'll be good. So we are approaching 2.5 hours. Keith, if you want to throw in that Star Trek question, may want to get it in.
Speak now, forever hold till next Thursday.
Actually. That's a clever one, Keith. Why edit it at all? So there is a possibility, depending on what we do for memberships, of having it where like you can either watch as we do it or watch the full thing unedited. It has like, for public consumption, we do have to edit. Like, there are sometimes we have, weird outtakes. Sometimes, we have to stop for a minute. So it's edited a little bit. But it is possible if we do a membership level, we'll let people watch us record the show. That is, being able to say the live chat says X while we're recording is kind of cool.
Yeah. And we can definitely do it as a live, like limited to members, limited to whatever audience. Like when I set these up on StreamYard, I have the option to do like public, private, whatever. I'm sure there's also a public, private option for Zoom, or if we did restream or something else, we can set it so that we can do it as a live for you guys to watch us. Now, I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit of how the sausage is made. We record Monday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern.
Mm-hmm. It is late.
That is 10 p.m. Central, and that is 8 p.m. Pacific Coast time.
Yeah.
So if y'all want to stay up until the wee hours of the morning watching us with some of the blue jokes that sometimes that RJ is just like, oh my god, guys, stop! I have to edit that now.
Yep. If you watch, if we ever do a live, and the live of the actual show will probably be one of the last things that happens. You will, if you ever watch, you will see sometimes where I am just going like this, because that is my sign as I'm going through the edit of you need to stop here, figure out the context of what is being said, and cut it. Because every single one of us has made a comment where I already know, as it's coming out of my mouth, I know this is getting cut. Like, that is when you edit a podcast, that is a thing that happens. And I have put on my EP hat in the middle of the episode and said, no. And then we move on.
Yeah.
I get put in the corner a lot, even in the recordings. I think that's where it started.
In the pre-shows too.
Yeah.
Oh, pre-shows, I'm even worse. God,
Yeah.
Like there is a possibility like the pre-show will have but yeah, we have options, but it really depends. But it's not as simple as us just hitting like record and then putting it up. Like it would not be as informative or entertaining. Sometimes we're wrong. Like sometimes we're wrong in the middle of our thing and then somebody corrects us and then we basically give our answer again. So, things like that we don't necessarily want to have out because we don't want you to hear the first part of it, take some information off of that and not realize that we're correcting ourselves. So
yeah. I have no objection to doing it. Just like know that y'all are going to be in for a ride.
Yeah. Like sometimes we do 3.5 hour records. Like sometimes the episodes that look like the thinnest on paper are the longest to record for reasons that none of the four of us could articulate. Well, we sure articulated in that episode.
We take some walks. We do some tangents. We do some tangents within the tangents.
A lot of rants.
Fall down some rabbit holes.
We do. Matt will list 56 cards in his example, which he will occasionally Matt will see me laughing as he's listing the cards. I think it's because he realizes that after like 4, it's getting cut. But he will continue on until he has listed all the cards.
And it's every possible outcome.
Which I truly appreciate for my own information, but the list of 57 cards is not necessarily going to make it to air.
Yeah. But yeah, that's definitely something. That is definitely a thing we can add to some sort of membership if you guys want to like tag along for how we do this. And we can do the occasional like members only live, depending on like how many members we get at some point. I don't want to do one on my channel when I only have 24, 25 members. It just doesn't feel. But like far bigger channels than me have the same number of members as I do, and they do member lives. So like I don't know why I'm not thinking.
You have imposter syndrome. It's okay.
Oh, I absolutely do. There's like, it's crazy to me that I have like as many members as one of the bigger creators in the community.
Yeah, no, you have deep imposter syndrome. But yeah, no, guys. Yeah. But no, guys, I see a couple of you have joined tonight on the Discord, which is great. The Discord is great because there's a lot of content. Like you guys ask us questions and we try to give answers, but sometimes just asking them in the Discord, sometimes the four of us don't have experience with a card, don't have experience with an ecosystem. So having the Discord in the community is a lot of fun and we all enjoy it, even if it sometimes makes us want to pull our hair out or grow an afro like Tariq is apparently doing.
Not decided to go. Ready to go see my barber. It's been a while.
Well, he only takes cash, so it's a thing.
It hurts a little bit. It's kind of why I got the Schwab checking account, so I don't have to go find an ATM. I could just use the ATM and just take the fee.
There you go. All right, guys, we've gotten to the 2.5 hour ish mark. I think we might be done for the year now.
I think so.
Huge thank you to everyone who took the time to watch us tonight. The 14 of you who, if you've been here the entire time, we deeply appreciate it. What's your thoughts on the Continuum and Q?
My short answer is I both enjoy it and think it was a mistake. That is my short answer. like from a watching perspective, watching that actor and Picard and Janeway specifically like go back and forth is very entertaining. I think having that level of power and that level of everything, and as Keith said, he brought the Borg from the depths sort of closer in, was probably like he's too overpowered to just be as random as he is. So while I enjoy it, I kind of wish it was either a lessered power or just not, or that actor played a different species. You're muted.
Whoops. Yeah, so I think we're going to call it there. We appreciate everyone who stuck around for the entire 2.5 hours. Anyone who joined for any amount of time, anyone who's going to watch this afterwards, we appreciate it. What about what Dugras uses? Not sure what you mean there. I'm glad they abandoned the Q character. Yep. I think his is free. Oh, he uses StreamYard. I pay for StreamYard. It's fine. For his lives, he uses StreamYard. And Jordan gives us the salute. So thank you so much, Jordan. Yeah, we will see you guys same time next week. I don't know if we're going to do a draft next week. I think we'll take a week off from drafts.
Yeah.
Unless one of y'all comes up with something and you want to throw it in the Stack Your Points Discord. But check us out on the Stack Your Points Discord. Link was put in the chat here. Link will be in the description. If you like what we do, hit the like and subscribe. We appreciate each and every one of you taking the time on a Thursday night to hang out until 11 o'clock at night with us. Y'all are awesome. And we will see you next week. We will see you for the show. The question and answer drops in the morning, and we will see you for the next recording for next week. And we will talk to you guys soon. Bye for now.